guys? Austin and Shaw here once again for another 49ers video. We gotta talk about the 49ers, right? Their current situation. I don't think there's time to panic, right? It isn't panic mode yet. It isn't panic season, guys, alright? Because, just look at the current standings, the NFC West. And then the standings of the NFL, particularly the NFC as a whole. This year, there's just something wrong with teams. Credit to all the defenses out there, guys. You guys are killing it. Offenses, not so much. Nathaniel Hackett. But anyway. You shouldn't be panicking right now about record or the current standings in the NFC West. But what should you be concerned about when it comes to this 49ers team, right? Well, from this Atlanta loss, let's actually just focus on the offense side. Defense did their best with who was out for the game. Let's focus on offense. It's all about execution with this offense. And what I mean by that is very simple, right? You are a team that is basically a defense-first team. Defense sets the tone, offense helps, capitalizes off of the tone that you set defensively. So when the defense doesn't, get their job done, where does that leave the offense, right? More importantly, what should concern you about the offense is the running game, right? Because if you can't run the ball in a Shanahan offense, that is the biggest problem about it, right? I don't care who's under center for the 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance, Brock Purdy, it doesn't matter. If you can't run the ball, there's problems with this offense, right? That should be your first concern, the running game, right? Jeff Wilson Jr. is your best back, and he cost you 7 points. That is a problem. Tevin Coleman can't get snaps. Jordan Mason can't get snaps. Ty Davis-Price can't get snaps, right? For some reason, it's Jeff Wilson Jr. only. I'm very much interested in how this will go right with that. But besides that, right? What's some other concerns, right? Your center, right? He messed up a beautiful deep shot by Jimmy Garoppolo, right? That got called back because of a holding call, which, let me say this, he got that holding call was a bit iffy. I think these refs were a bit horrible this game, but we're not going to blame the refs, right? Because there's opportunities for the 49ers this game, right? But anyway, right, we your center has problems, right? You're getting Trent Williams back. I expect some good things to come from this offensive line, right? Figure out what you're doing, Brunskill and Buford, but that's unfair. Now, wide receivers, right? There were some deep wide receivers and tight ends. There were some deep shots this game, right? Absolutely, I would say some dimes by Jimmy Garoppolo from this game. It was still the typical Jimmy Garoppolo performance, but we got more chances built into this offense, right? And here's what I'm gonna say, right? The targets going to Ray McLeod and Charlie Warner were because George Kittle, Ayuk, and Debo are allowing those shots to be created because, hey, those are your top three players. Let's see what they're not going to be worried about your other wide receivers. But the problem with, building these shots in for these guys, right? They have to be perfectly executed. That's a problem. Execution. Ray McLeod stumbled, so he wasn't there in time for the deep shot. Charlie Warner, his hands, he doesn't have great hands. He's a blocker, right? If that were to go to Ross Strelly, it probably would have been more perfectly executed, mind you. So the problem wasn't with Ayuk, the ball's not going to Ayuk or Kittle, mind you. It was just that the execution was not there, right? You expect execution because Ray McLeod, he's a bit of a veteran in this league, and he stumbles a bit in this route running. What's up with that, right? And speaking of your weapons, right? sure, you look at the stat line for this game and see 30 targets going to your three best players, and Ayuk, Kittle, and Debo. You may think, hey, that's great. Jimmy Garoppolo is finally passing the ball. That isn't the recipe of success of this 49ers team. It's running the ball. Let's bring that point back up. Running the ball is the way for success for this team, and you couldn't do that, right? It's insane. But what else is there? Let me think here when it comes to the offense. I think that's basically it, right? I think the problems with offense aren't basically with Kyle Shanahan, mind you, right? His play calling is there. Those deep shots, if they were if you were to say, hey, what would have happened if everything went the 49ers way, right? We got to play the what ifs a bit, right? When you talk about Kyle Shanahan as a coach, because there's a bunch of what ifs with Kyle Shanahan. Is that a bit annoying? Yes, but you got to talk about him, right? You got to talk about for this game in general, right? 3 deep shots were incomplete due to stumble, couldn't catch, flag. 3 catches that may put you in scoring position, mind you. That is not good for any offense, mind you. Oh, I remember my point. The fourth quarter drive that took 8 minutes off the board was 0 points. That is actually the biggest concern, right? It shows that Kyle Shanahan was scared. I'll say that. That 8-minute drive showed that I think Kyle Shanahan was scared to put injured defense back out there and did not want to call his full offense, right? He didn't want to try and go for a shot that would have brought the 49ers back in, right? He just wanted to get out of Atlanta and get as healthy as possible for the Kansas City game. Is that a bit admirable? Yes, but guess what? You didn't have the lead, so I'm not going to excuse that. If you had the lead, taking 8 minutes off the clock would have been great, but you didn't. So I don't like that from you, Kyle. So, what have we learned about concerns with this 49ers team, right? They need to execute better. They need better offensive line play, and I think it's time to give shots to your running backs, right? Give shots to any of your running backs, mind you, right? I understand that you were a bit behind in this game, but guess what? Sometimes you just need one explosive run to bring you back into a game, all right? That's what Trey Lance was meant for, right? To be explosive, help you get into opportunities that wouldn't be there if Jimmy Garoppolo was still your quarterback. And you got a running back rotation room that is striving for snaps with fresh legs. Give them shots, right? And also, when your defense finally does get healthy, mind you, once again this season, I want to see you actually go for the kill sometimes, right? Show me that you trust your defense as much, right? If you defer in the game, right, you coin toss, right? And you win the coin toss and you defer, right? You know why you defer? Because you think your defense is going to be great. That's going to put you in a position to go up 2 scores by the end of the first half and into the second half. That's how much you trust your defense, right? So show that to me. Show me more killer instinct, right? You claim you're a tough team, prove it, right? And for the 49er fans that are worried about record, once again, NFC West. Look at this. And then, the NFC in general. Look at that. There's going to be opportunity and time to stay both in the lead in the NFC West and make sure you at least get a wild card spot in the NFC, right? The main goal for the 49ers, right, is to just get into the playoffs by week 17, right? Maybe week 16, right? Give you guys a week of rest and break, maybe, you know? See what's going on there. See what's going on in the NFC West. But anyway, once again, this has been Dawson Rashad. I hope you enjoy this content. I sure as do enjoy making this content. And if you do, like, subscribe, comment. But until then, I will see you guys next time.